Skyzone.Society.
Yo, what's going on? Talk my people out there in the sports world. You know what I mean? If you don't know the name, let me put you on game. It's the Zone Sports Podcast. You know what I mean? On one half of
Yeah.
your host, your boy Big V. If you're watching right now, you can see my guy, my co-host over there. What's going on, YG?
What's up, yo? It's your boy Corey, never telling the same old tired story. It's your boy COOL, always wondering what the hell. Yo, man, it's your boy Koozie. Never dated a floozy, not that I remember anyway. Anyway, for those out there in YouTube land, man, we got to sign up for you out back, man. It's your boy Corey, Big Vito. What's up, man?
Man, I'm good, man. We got a lot to get into. We know we've been on a little hiatus. We'll get to all that. But before we do all that, I gotta let y'all know who we sponsored by. We sponsored by my brand, Skyzone.Society. Make sure you shopping at Skyzone.Society.bigcartel.com. You know what I mean? For your hoodies, your candles, your sweats. Everything you need is right there. Log on. And by the way, go get my new EP, Mazzavella, produced by my boy One Cheddar, out right now, exclusively on Skyzone.Society.bigcartel.com. Digital copies, $5 right now, straight to your email after the purchase. Get it today. Right now. Not right now after the pod, though, but go get it tonight. You know what I mean? Yo, man, we've been MIA. We know. We had some technical issues, man, with Zoom and everything, but we back. You know what I mean? We are all right. The Christmas holiday came.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we took a little bit of time off for that too. You know what I mean? Corey, I know this was a great Christmas for you. The first one with your daughter. I know it was great, man.
It was great. It's really selfishly is more about my wife and I. Because, I mean, to my daughter, it's just another day because she's only 5 months old. So we just gave her like some Tupperware to play with for Christmas. And she was all set. You give her that and a towel and a floor mat. Dude,
good.
Life is grand. Yeah. But it was extremely special for us, man. And Christmases will never be the same again. And on the cheapskate vibe, I'm kind of like counting down the years before I'm really going to have to get my daughter something really expensive for Christmas. So it was kind of cool to just be like, oh, yeah, and I ain't really just get her some Tupperware.
Oh, yeah.
That's it. I like that, and put a little bit of money in that 529 college plan. That's the most I did. That's the most I'm going to do. Now, 2 or 3 years from now, maybe a whole different ball game before this past year.
Yeah.
I'm a penny pincher. Ain't gonna hold you.
Ain't nothing wrong with it. Man. Ain't nothing wrong with it. You know what I mean? Yo, my Christmas was good. Everything was straight. The kids was happy. The wife was happy. That's all I care about. That's all that matters, man. You know what I mean? I sat back, you know what I mean? I started probably sipping on a little bit of Christmas whiskey about 10, 11 a.m. You know what I mean? Look, tonight, hey, why not? Why not?
Hey,
you know what I mean?
That's right.
I ain't going nowhere. I had on our mattress Christmas family pajamas. I wasn't going anywhere. You know what I'm saying? You know, a little sippy sip. The games was on all day, NBA and
Beautiful.
NFL. It was beautiful.
Overload of sports. And real quick, I want to give a shout out to Duke Energy for not letting anybody know that there was going to be rolling blackouts on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. My wife and I got out lucky. Our power was off on Christmas Eve from only 2 hours, from 7 to 9 a.m. And it got cold real quick. Big V, they cut the cat's powers off. Even though we paid the bill while it's 7 degrees outside, that left me kind of tight. But hey, the Grinch tried to do it. But hey, man, we good. Was you and your family affected by the rolling blackouts?
Lord's willing, we were not. You know what I mean? Ooh. And I didn't hear about it till after the fact. I saw it on the news that Duke Energy was doing that, and not even letting people know.
We was hit by it. We was hit by it because I was telling my wife, it was high winds and stuff like that, and I said, no, honey, something ain't right. If the power was going to go off, it would have went out on that Friday when everything was going down with the high winds and the rain. Like, this is everything done cleared up by then. Why we ain't got no power?
Yeah. And the thing is, I didn't even hear about it till after the fact that happened. I saw it on the news, and I heard the explanation of why they did it. And I understand why, you know what I mean?
I do too.
It just sucks. It just sucks.
The notice. We ain't had no notice, Big V. That's the bigger deal.
Yeah, man.
What are you gonna do?
But we here with a, you know, with a end of the year pie for all our sports people out here. You know what I mean? This pie should take you into 2023. You know what I'm saying? Till we get back popping. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, I just want to give a shout out to everybody be tuning in, listening on SoundCloud, watching on YouTube, whatever you be doing. You know what I mean? We appreciate that. Next year, we're going to be doing a couple of just going live shows, no recording. We're going to be going straight live. Sometime might be catch us on the YouTube live. You know what I mean? So really look out for that. A lot of good things coming, man. Just trust me. I got a lot of things cooking. You know what I mean? Me and Corey, we got some things coming. But yo, we want to do a little wrap up pod. You know what I mean? And Corey, I want to start the pod off with a question. And I ain't gonna lie, this is gonna, if you're in this category right here, if your name get listed as one of these teams, it's gonna suck. I know it's gonna. It makes suck. No, not even make. It's gonna suck. Corey, these are two most disappointing teams of 2022. Corey, no matter the sport, what are your most? Give me your two most disappointing teams in your opinion, Corey, of 2022.
Both of my teams are in the NFL.
Okay.
And I think you're going to agree with me on some of these. We'll find out when it's your turn.
Okay.
Denver Broncos. Denver effing Broncos. My God, man. I was one of the Russell Wilson defenders in the beginning, especially when they lost that first game where the coach, who's now fired, offered to do a 65-yard field goal instead of going for it on like a 4th and 5. And then after a while, it's like, Dad, man, you really can't blame the coach anymore. That Russ is thinking up the joint too. And it's like, Dad, I mean, look, quarterbacks in the NFL, I can't remember who said it, but it's so applicable. They're kind of like the deodorant. Like you look at like Aaron Rodgers, right? Like Green Bay would be trash without him. They don't have the best offensive line. They don't have the best defense, but they still make a way to at least stay interesting. This Denver Broncos team, with everything that was still in place and with the addition of Russell Wilson, I really thought that Denver was just a quarterback away from an offensive standpoint, but clearly I'm wrong. Definitely one of my probably the most disappointing. Real quick, the next one, the LA Rams, bro. Like, I listen, man. This has got to be one of the worst Super Bowl defending champions I've ever seen in my entire life. I know that they emptied out the cupboard to get the Super Bowl last year, and they did. So that's something that Ram fans can always hang their head on, is that, man, you know what? We stink, but at least we got the Super Bowl last year. Similar to our Lakers, hey, look, we got the bubble championship, but we stink. But that was a quick fall off. I mean, I was still expecting for the Rams to at least be in playoff contention. And it was just bad. Like that's bad. I don't really know who's the more worst team between the Broncos and the Rams, but those are my two disappointing, man. What say you?
Well, I gotta agree with you, Corey, about the Rams. I mean, I don't think in my recent memory I can recall a team that has just fallen so far from grace after winning the championship. Quick. I mean, I can't even say the Lakers fell that far from grace after our chip. I mean, it looked like they weren't even in it last year, Corey. No, like at all. Like, I mean, it's bad. Shit, Corey, I'm about to upset some people, and I get it. I know. That's, you know, a lot of people tell me about this podcast that between us two, I upset people the most. They say I upset people, and you are the balance. That's what I've been told from the listen. So I'm here to, you know, I'm not here to upset anybody. I'm just here to speak my opinion. Corey, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be honest, man. You know me. My first team that has been disappointed to me, in this 2022 year, and it's similar to the Rams. Corey, I gotta go with the Warriors, Corey. I gotta go with the Warriors. Sorry. The Warriors, Corey. Yes. The whatever you want to, whatever city they're in, you know what I mean? The Warriors, Oakland Warriors, whatever you want to call them, Golden State. Listen, man. They have been stinking up the joint, in my opinion, this year. They have not played like a team that just won the chip last year. Their road record has been stinking up the joint.
Abysmal.
It has been
I think like 2-11 or something like that.
Corey, especially in the beginning of the year, it has been awful. It has been awful. And I'm gonna keep it a buck on this show, Corey. Since Steph has to miss some time, I don't see it getting any better. I don't. I don't see it getting any better. I don't.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. How much of this do you think has to do with the Jordan Poole and Draymond Green incident?
Bro, I'm gonna be honest, bro. Like from the outside looking in, it looked like they have really smoothly moved past that. To me, I don't think I don't really think it had. I would say no. That I would say minimal effect, in my opinion.
Okay.
I don't know. That team,
something's off.
Young.
This is before Steph Curry got injured.
And this is when I want to be clear. Yeah. This is with Steph in the lineup. They have been sticking up the joint on the road, Corey, and that has been evident. You know what I mean?
That's right.
And they have just won the chip last year. Well, you can't even tell. I don't know.
Yeah.
To me, I'm with you. Like I said, it's just like the Rams, different sport. You know what I mean? But same thing. The fall from grace is just looking a little off this year. I don't know. To me, they're disappointing. To me,
yeah.
You know what I mean? My second team, Corey, I got to be honest. This team isn't disappointing to me because I've already called this, but they have been disappointing to the fan base. The New York Yankees, Corey.
Gosh.
I have been, Corey. Everybody knows me and watches this show knows I'm a huge Yankee fan. But I'm first to tell you, they need to impress me. They have not impressed me in quite some time. They get to the championship, not even the championship. They get to the playoff and lose. I came on this podcast months ago and said, what the hell are we popping bottles for after the NL East championship? I told you that, Corey. What are we doing? Right. What happened? We got our ass booed it out.
You called it. You called it. Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did.
Yep. So so again, I'm not disappointed because I expected that. But I know the fan base who thought that this was our year again are disappointed. I got to go with the Yankees, man, and the Warriors.
Ooh.
You know what I mean?
I hear you, man. Yeah, that's tough.
But with disappointing teams, we have some surprising teams as well for 2022. You know what I mean? Corey, what are your two most surprising teams of this year, regardless of sport?
I'm a mosey over to the NBA.
Okay.
I'm going to say it. Sacramento Kings. I'm going to say the Sacramento Kings.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
They do not show these guys on TNT, ESPN.
Guy had a league pass.
This is the first time of me having the league pass. That's the only reason I know remotely about them. Let me tell you something about these Sacramento Kings, man. And they slipped a little bit, but they're still right now 7th. And let me tell you who they're better than right now today from a record standpoint. They are better than clearly the Los Angeles Lakers. They are better than the Minnesota Timberwolves, Big V. They are better than the Golden State Warriors, Big V. We just talked about them. But then they are also better than the Utah Jazz and the Portland Trail Blazers. Ladies and gentlemen, the Sacramento Kings are currently in the 7th spot. And really, when Big V posed this question 2 weeks ago, they was actually in the 4th and 5th spot. So they slipped just a little bit. Big V, De'Aaron Fox, my man, Harrison Barnes, I believe. You got a few guys. You got a little bit of noise making. Now, I'm not saying that they're going to be in the Western Conference Final. I'm not saying that. But here's what I am saying. I'm going to say it right now. They're going to make the playoffs. They're going to make the playoffs. Now, I'm not sure how much they're going to do when they get there. But let me tell you something, Big V, real quick. This West, it ain't as so locked up as it looks to be, given what you just said with the Golden State Warriors. Golden State Warriors are in 10th spot today, and I get it. To me, the NBA season does not start until Christmas. So I got it. Heard loud and clear. Message heard loud and clear. But if you were to tell me around Christmas time that Sacramento would be better than, even because Damian Lillard, he's back. They'll be better than the Portland. And this, keep in mind, when I say this, I know it's like, but it's still, no. Sacramento has been the doormat of the West.
Yes.
Since the past 20, 22 years, Big V.
Yes.
With the exception of a few times when the Lakers and Sacramento had that little rivalry back during the Kobe and Shaq era, they stunk up the joint since then. So this is kind of sort of a big deal. If you were to tell me that they would be ahead of Portland, Utah, who has been having a phenomenal season, Golden State Warriors, the Timberwolves. I mean, come on, man. So that's my team for that. Now let me bounce over to the NFL. The Minnesota Vikings, Big V. I ain't see this coming. I ain't see this coming. I think they said, my stats may be off by a game or two. ESPN reports that in one-score games, the Vikings are like 13-0 or 13-1.
Yeah, it's something crazy. I heard it's something crazy.
Big V, let me pull up the standings real quick. These mofos they clinched the NFC North title. And Big V, when I say they clinched. Dude, Big V, they got 12 wins. They got 2 more games. We got 2 more games left in the NFL season. Okay? They are basically the next closest team in the NFC North is with the Detroit Lions. Big V with 7 wins. So I'm not the best mathematician, but I know how to count. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You mean to tell me that the Minnesota NFC North Vikings are 5 games up in the first spot of their respective division? Oh, but that ain't enough. Let me go ahead. Let me go ahead and go to the conference standing. Let's forget about the division standings, Big V. Minnesota is number 2. Now, Big V, now check this out. Now, I'm not sure what Philadelphia is going to do with Jalen Hurts. I think they ought to sit him for the rest of the rest of the regular season. Again, only 2 games left. But check this out, Big V. They are number 2 in the whole NFC. Now, real quick, the NFL has expanded their playoffs for now to be 7 teams instead of 6. So instead of 2 wild cards, you got 3 wild cards. So you know what happens? If you got that number 1 spot, you get a first round bye. They are 1 game behind the Philadelphia Eagles. Big V, if Philadelphia don't win, if they don't win anymore, because basically if Philadelphia wins 1 more game, they clinch. They go ahead and clinch that first round bye. But that ain't no guarantee with Hurts not being in there. Big V, Minnesota, if they win 2 more games, they clinch. They clinch. And you know who's right behind Minnesota? My beloved San Francisco 49ers. But there's not enough games left for us to clinch or whatever. So we're pretty much going to be locked.
Who are the last
Minnesota
2 games?
Vikings, man. Let me see. Pull it up real quick. Let's see. They have right now, Big V. They got some winnable games, Big V. They got some winnable games, Big V.
Who they got,
the Packers. They got the Packers on New Year's Day. That's a winnable game. That is winnable. Not guaranteed, but it's winnable. And then they got the Chicago Bears that rounded off with, Big V. They can mess around and get the freaking NFC first round bye. Who in the hell had that coming in the top of the season? I'll be honest, it won't me. Those are my surprising teams. But I know Justin Jefferson doing this thing, but I'm just stuck behind the fact that their quarterback is Kirk Cousins. You know what I'm saying? But
and also, if the Browns lose this weekend and Green Bay wins, that Green Bay can be in.
Yeah, that's right. They basically got a playoff game.
And Green Bay, right, they on a little small winning streak right now.
Yes, they are.
And they got Brett Favre back there. We never know. We don't have to keep an eye on that boy, Brett Favre and Kirk. And I know Kirk Cousins apology. I've been tough on Kirk this podcast. You know what I mean? I really have. But he been showing up. I got to get credit.
But you know what though, Big V, real quick, Kirk Cousins is doing this job, and I know they don't like the word game manager, but man, he's doing enough to not screw up a game. And sometimes you want Joe Montana, or sometimes like in my 49ers situation, man, you just don't want no one to screw it up on the center. And that might be all they need, because they got a good squad, Big V.
And you know, and real quick, I never understood why people not Peyton Manning his final year for just being a game manager when he was just going 10 to 12 yards.
Got him a Super Bowl.
I never understood
there's
why
something
people
to be said about that.
It is.
It's something to be said about not screwing it up. That has to count for something.
Bam. Nick Foles has made a killing.
Thank you. A career
of not screwing it up.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep.
Corey, I wanna give my teams, but I want to bounce around to another league.
Okay.
Corey, I gotta throw my Michigan Wolverines in there, baby. I got to.
Yeah.
My Michigan Wolverines have have surprised the nation this year. Do you understand me, Corey?
Yeah, they
Corey,
did.
Listen, not only did we have we beat Ohio State back-to-back seasons, Corey. Jim Harbaugh has resurrected his name, you know what I mean, and has cemented his legacy.
He did.
Far more than what he has screwed it up now. Yeah. And also, who saw us coming in here and being undefeated, Corey? I did not.
Nobody.
I did not.
I would have pinged y'all for at least one loss this year. Either against Ohio State or like maybe a game that y'all shouldn't have lost or something like that.
That's it.
It's hard to go undefeated, dog.
Yep, that's it and that's all. But here we are coming this Saturday on New Year's Eve. Woo. Getting ready to play in the Fiesta Bowl against TCU?
Yeah, man. And I think y'all got that. I mean, much respect to TCU. I think they're going to be more like the Cincinnati last year. I think y'all going to roll them. I think y'all going to roll them, dog.
You know what I'm be texting you. You know what I'm be texting. I'm gonna literally go get me some popcorn from the theater, Corey, and be sitting down at 3:30. I'm mad we don't have the 8:30 game. I think they disrespect us and then put us in 8:30. I get it, though. I get it.
I think it's going to be a rematch with y'all in Georgia again. I think y'all going to get them this time. I think y'all going to get Georgia this time.
I welcome Ohio State. I welcome anybody. Hey, let's do it. Let's do it.
But wouldn't that be something, though? If Ohio State and Michigan met for the national college football championship,
I want that.
That would be insane.
I want that. I want to beat Ohio State on that stage, Corey. I want that. I want that, Corey. I'm telling you,
that'll be crazy,
Corey.
That would be crazy.
But my second team that surprised me, Corey, I gotta say, man, the Dolphins have surprised me. The Miami Dolphins, Corey. I think they're one of the most surprising teams in this league. I mean, not even just this league of NFL, but of all sports. Corey, they had a losing record last year. Am I right?
Yeah.
They went through all that stuff, you know what I mean, with the coaching staff and the rumors and everything.
Yeah.
And they even had the doubts of, if a young Tua could come through. And they added, a couple of pieces on the receiver end. You know what I mean? Got Tyreek Hill out of there from Kansas City.
Got Waddle.
You know what I mean?
Opposite.
Bro, the offensive line is being decent. I mean, mine is, Tua's injuries and, his concussion protocols. They've been a solid team this year, Corey. I really think they surprised a lot of people. They definitely surprised me. You know what I mean? They definitely surprised me. So they definitely have to make my two teams that surprised me of 2022. Definitely.
And real quick with Tua, so we know that he got his third concussion or whatever. So I know they said he's not going to play this upcoming weekend. I think our thoughts are still going to stick the same, where I kind of feel like he should retire, but that's another topic for another podcast. But I do want to wish him well and stuff like that, man. We could do what we do until we 80 years old, but you ain't got but so much of a window in it, and him having that concussion again. I don't know what you do with him at this point if you're Miami or the NFL, but that's a whole nother topic.
Yeah, man. Yeah, get well to her.
Yeah,
Corey, I gotta know, what was your most surprising moment in sports this year, 2022, man? What was your most surprising moment?
Woo. And that's a good question, because I've been thinking about it. I tell you what, you go ahead and go first.
Okay.
You go ahead and go first, and I'm gonna think about it, because I know you picked the question. I was thinking historically. I didn't narrow it down to just this year, or whatever. But you go ahead and go first. I'm quite sure something's gonna pop up.
I think to me, the most surprising moment in sports this year, honestly, Corey, it has to be Brittany Griner coming home. It has to be. It has to be, man. She was up to do a 9-year bid. We didn't think we was gonna see her for a minute, man. You know what I mean? But Lord's willing, she came. The things happened politically that fell through for her to come home, and now she's back in the States with her family. You know what I mean, and hopefully recovering as much as she can from this process. You know what I mean. I can't even imagine. You know what I mean. But hopefully she's trying to get back to some normalcy and her normal way of life and enjoying her family and Lord, and thank God she came home before Christmas. I know that was a relief with her and her wife and everything and things of that nature, man, and her teammates too, and the whole WNBA and the whole sports world. You know what I mean? Everybody was paying attention to this and praying on her behalf and luckily things worked out for the better, man. I think that's personally for me the most shocking and surprising moment in sports this year.
Yeah. One of mine and yours is a feel-good story. Mine is more so of I'm shocked this is still happening and it shouldn't be. And this goes to more so women's college basketball. And in particular, this has to deal with the Las Vegas Invitational here. And this was where they had a mid-season tournament. And, it's in Vegas. So you're like, hey, okay, cool. Big V, let me tell you something. 3 women basketball teams had to withdraw from this tournament due to horrible, and I mean horrible conditions. This crap happens every single year. Basically, instead of them having like a basketball arena stadium, they basically have a ballroom, right? And they have a ballroom, and Big V, you know how like when you go to sporting events, the chairs that the spectators and the fans sit in, they're elevated, right?
Yeah.
Well, not at the
stadium seats.
Yeah, that's right. Seats. Oh, we're not here. This looked like something, and much respect, because me and my wife got married there, but this looked exactly like the Empire Room, which does look great.
Right.
But Big V, they basically have fold-out chairs where people could sit. Literally, like, I'm talking about, I'm about to have a backyard party, right? And I literally renting some fold-out chairs like we're at a freaking cookout or something, right? And so they continue to destroy women's sports. Now, what even made it worse, there was a lady, and I forget which team, but it was one of the ones who still ended up playing. And she fell down and she was injured on the court. Big V, okay, you want to argue that the stadium settings or the arena settings or the venue settings aren't where they need to be. Can we at least have adequate healthcare? And what I mean by that, this lady fell down, and I forget the name, and it took the paramedics 50 minutes to show up and to give her attention. The team doctors could only do but so much. She needed to be carried to the hospital. And Big V, if this was if this was D1 basketball or football, they would have had somebody there in under 5 minutes, Big V. But because it's women that's playing, 50 minutes at an invitational tournament for someone, and I'm talking about Big V, they postponed the game for 50 minutes because they can't move her. They wanted to make sure she won't paralyze or anything like that. It took 50 minutes for them to show up and to get her carted off the court so she could get medical attention. That was very impactful to me because I have a daughter. You got your kid with your daughter what night?
Yep.
I mean, that was very impactful, and that really shows that we still have a long way to go. Women need to get treated equally. As men, I get it. I know women aren't men. I'm not saying that. But damn it, if again, I say it once, I say it twice. Had that been LeBron James going down in the NBA game, had that been Armando Bacot for the North Carolina Tar Heels, okay, if that would have been Marvin Harrison Jr. from the Ohio State Buckeyes, they wouldn't have had to wait no 50 minutes, Big V.
Nope.
That's crazy to me. So they got to do better. It's very impactful, and it definitely shows that we still got a long way to go with women's collegiate and professional sports, okay? Don't even get me started on the lack of pay for the WNBA.
No,
These women should not have to be going overseas to what you were just talking about with Brittany Griner. And granted, you know, it is what it is. But to me, in my opinion, I'm not saying they should even make what the NBA make. I do get the idea of capitalism. You can only pay out your employees what you bring in. I'm not saying it because I do understand and respect that the WNBA is not the NBA from a popularity standpoint, from a financial standpoint. But Big V, you telling me that if I'm an owner, and we did this before, I'm an owner, and I want to fly my ladies out on a private jet to go to play a game, but yeah, I'm going to get fined for that as an owner because everybody else can't afford to do that. That needs to get addressed.
Yep.
So that's very impactful for me. It's sad, and it just shows that, you know, women are still behind the barrel when it comes to stuff like this.
And it's sad. I agree, Corey. I totally agree. They gotta do better. Gotta do better, Corey. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the last What the Hell segment of the year, Corey. You know what I mean? Tell the people who is brought to us by, Corey.
It is brought to you by me, solo. At the best, it is co-sponsored by my sweet little 5-month-old baby girl, but her name is Corey with the K, K-O-R-I. Mine is C-O-R-E. Oh, y'all see the sign up, don't worry about all that. But it's brought to you by me, inspired by Big Vito. He allows me to come up here and do my due diligence and give these people the credit that they do and don't deserve. And Big V, we got to round it out. And we got a little bit of time left, so I'm gonna make this one real quick because this is the year-end edition. We got the What the Hell awards that I'm gonna give out real quick. But Big V, you know, this is a man. This is a man who I really don't care for too much.
Okay.
I don't care for him too much, Big V. I don't. And it was only until he started playing for my team that it's like, okay, cool, all right. Yeah, well, I'll tolerate him, I guess. Big Vito, this man, as you call, and you're going to know exactly who he is when I say this. Don't talk to me, Big V. Don't talk to me. Don't talk to me. The man said that when he was with the Clippers. Don't talk to me. Big Vito, ladies and gentlemen of the Zone Land, we are talking about Patrick Beverley. Big V, Big V, Big V.
What Pat did, man.
Man, let me tell you something about Pat, man.
Okay.
This guy is something insane. This man, we was playing against the Phoenix Suns last week, and him and Chris Paul got beef. I don't like the fact that he shoved Chris Paul in the back last year during the playoffs. I thought that was lame. I thought that was Butch League, and I thought that was very hoish. Whatever, my opinion. But Big V, we're down by 24 points. The Lakers are. We're down by 24 points. He makes a layup against Chris Paul, which Chris Paul kind of conceded and gave up to him. And you know what he did, Big V? Patrick Beverley did. He did that.
Oh, like he was
basically saying, you're too small for me. Now, Big V, you know how I feel about Russell Westbrook. I think he's a great human being, but as a sports guy, I really don't care for him too much. I think he's overrated, albeit, I've been loving this guy coming off the bench, though, Big V.
Real quick, he gonna get Sixth Man of the Year.
He will get Sixth Man of the Year. But Big V, you know, ever so often, Russell Westbrook, he does this whole rock the baby. Rock the baby. But you know what, Big V? You could argue that, hey, man, why you doing that? It's just the first quarter. It's no big deal. And you know what? I get it. I get Russell Westbrook. It's like, man, you know what? I might not be able to do it later in the game because we are notorious for blowing third quarter leads that we normally have. So I got to rock the baby now. Oh, but not Project Patrick Beverley, not Project Pat. No. What old boy does is in the third quarter, we down by 24 points. He scored on Chris Paul. Too small. First of all, Big V, they're damn near the same height. Project Pat is acting like he's 6'8", and Chris Paul is like 5'9", my height. What are you talking about? What are you talking about, Big V? What, you too small for what? Oh, he ain't too small to win because we got our asses whooped that night. So I got to wrap. Anyway, Project Patrick Beverly, too small. Shut up. Shut up, Project Pat. Tell him, Big V. Tell him to shut his mouth. What the hell? Now, let's get on the happier news here. We got about 3.5 minutes left here. I want to go, as we round out the year, I want to go over some of the highlights, and I'm going to tell you who I thought won, in my opinion.
Okay.
So obviously, we got some what the hells. I've been keeping track of it all year. And so I'm going to give you the finalists that I deemed in my mind, in my own mind, because that's all that matters right now, Big V. One of the finalists was Novak Djokovic. This was during the Australian Open, top of New Year's, not wanting to get vaccinated, and him going through the whole deal of just really trying to strong arm his way into the Australia Open. That was definitely a what the hell if I ever saw one, Big V. That was definitely one. Yeah. Number two, may not remember his name. I didn't. Luckily, I keep notes. David Vanderpool, the Nets assistant head coach who deflects a pass on the Wizards Nets game. He literally stuck his hand out, Big V, and said, no, Kyle Kuzma, you ain't about to score. Yeah. Big V, you can't do that. You can't do, Big V, talk to the people. You can't do that. Okay, and then, you know, my next one. Deshaun Watson's lawyer. Sexual allegations of Rusty Harden. Rusty Harden got to be one of the worst defenders, lawyers of all time. He getting up here and basically downplaying everything like nothing exists. You know, man, look, Deshaun Watson, I don't know if you fired old buddy or not, man. I don't really get it, you know. And then the next one to round out the finalists was Tom Brady slipping while he was doing wide receiver out there in Germany. And he tweets about it. It was all fun, but he still ended up slipping. Big V, I'm gonna tell you the winner. The winner by a landslide. David Vanderpool, the Nets assistant coach of literally interfering in a professional NBA ball game, deflecting a pass, and then acting like he don't know what happened. Hey, you can't do that. He gets to what the hell of the year. I'm telling you, look, man, you could say bad coaching. You could Tom Brady slips. I get all that stuff, Big V. I get it all. I've never in my life seen an assistant coach intentionally deflect the ball like he's playing in the NBA. Man, look, man, I'm telling you, David Vanderpool, you get 10 what the hells. I don't know what that was. If y'all haven't seen it, Google David Vanderpool. That is going to be Vanterpool. It's all over the place. You can't deflect the ball like that.
You can't do it.
What the hell? That's what I got. He won it for the year, man. And you know what he gets? Nothing. And if he's smart, he won't get mentioned next year. I don't want to hear no more about this guy, Big V. This is horrible. I'm done.
Oh my God. Yo, that is how you end the year, right there with a fire pod. You know what I mean? Yo, we love y'all, man. We appreciate y'all, man. You know what I mean? We're going to see y'all next year. Corey, you know, I'll be tapping in with you Saturday when the games pop off, when both games pop off. You know what I mean? Until then, be safe. Y'all, we're going to see y'all next year. Until then, peace, y'all.
Peace.